So welcome to my Arsenal Weekly. Every week we will go through 5 topics. So today's topics, I'm going to be talking about Manchester United versus Arsenal. Talk about why Ozil is being left out. Granit Xhaka being made Arsenal captain by the players. Emery, is he the right man for the job? And finally again, my player of the week, where we will pick 3 players. Stay tuned to find out who they are.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
So let's start it off. Manchester United v Arsenal. Now watching that game last night wasn't the greatest game. Nothing was really happening for both sides. No one was really cutting through anyone. The game was too cagey. It's like both teams were too nervous to kind of like go forward, press it. Both teams were too nervous to lose, because I think a lot of people might say, oh, Arsenal are doing well so far, but Arsenal haven't played that great this season. Arsenal haven't played that great. Like I said, I will go back to the first game of the season. Newcastle didn't play that great, but we got through with the win. You go through the Burnley game, didn't play that great, but we got the win. Arsenal, again, Liverpool's and Tottenham's and Watford's and now Aston Villa, we haven't played that great. And then Manchester United last night, we haven't played that great this season so far. So I think going into that game, kind of looking at the way it was kind of going, two teams kind of cagey. People are saying this is the best time to play Man United and this is the best time that they're under pressure, they got players out. I said to you before, we hadn't won there since 2006 in the Premier League, so why would it be an easy place or a good time for us to go? The mentality is still the same in the club. Nothing's really changed in the last year and a bit since we've had a new manager. But I'll go into that one in one of my other topics. But yeah, like I say again, when you look at the game last night, nothing really happened. Then we get caught on a counter. And Arsenal being Arsenal, looks like it's kind of like gone away. But then they let them come back, they let the ball drag back, and then it's like, he comes in, McTominay gets the ball on the edge of the box. Yes, it does take a little deflection, but then you look at it. Is Granit Xhaka, arms behind the back? Yes, that's not bad, because you don't want to be giving away penalties. Head is down, doesn't know where the ball is. And then when the ball goes past him, he flicks his head, because he's like, oh, the ball's gone past me. To me, captains, I've seen John Terry as captains putting his face in front of feet, in front of boots, stuff like that. Proper leader. Granit Xhaka to me is pathetic. That's sort of when he's just head down, hands behind the back. To me, people might say, yeah, it took a little deflection. He wasn't wanting to get his face hurt. He wasn't wanting to get his body in the way. To me, that was pathetic, and that cost us the goal just before half time. Then move on to the sort of second half, and you look into the second half, and it's like Arsenal did come out a lot better, and then we get the goal. We get that goal through VAR. Now, to me, that linesman, when you see stuff like this, that linesman needs to be demoted. I don't mind if people get that much onside or offside, but when you look at stuff like that, that is absolutely pathetic. The linesman, look at the linesman. The linesman is in line of the ball, not the ball, of the player, sorry. He can see the ball, he can see the player, he can see Aubameyang. And he makes a call like that. And luckily enough, VAR has come into the game this season, because we would be absolutely screwing right now. Absolute screwing. That something like that could cost us a point. Going all the way up to Old Trafford as fans and seeing something like that could cost us. So thank God VAR's come in and it's taken that away from the game last night, and we kind of get our goal. But in the minute we get our goal, we had that chance Saka had that chance. You know what? People might criticise him, he should score. But to me, that's a great block. The Man United defender got himself in the way. Great block. Saka could do what he could do. He put it on target. It's just that the defender's got in the way and it's gone over the bar and we get the corner. But our set pieces last night were pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Corners. Free kicks. Every single one of them were absolutely pathetic last night. We get away with McTominay having that corner and he blazed it over the bar with his head. We get away with that. And then we kind of like nearly shoot ourselves in the foot with that free kick in the last minute. And then Rashford, luckily Leno pulls it out of the bag and he saves it. We've had chances as well in that game. Saka, absolutely amazing player last night. Having that shot against David De Gea, playing it across him. And then Guendouzi having that chance as well. Double saves. You know what? David De Gea always turns into Superman when he plays us. But yeah, we had chances. Man United had chances. But looking at the game last night, I don't think any team deserved to lose. No one really deserved to win. So maybe a draw was probably the best outcome. And I know I put a post up on my Instagram and I said, not the result we wanted. It ain't the result we wanted. Why would we go up there when Man United decline and go up there and look for a draw? We went up there looking for 3 points, so it's not the result we wanted. So we move on. We've got a nice run of fixtures coming up in the sort of like the next 6 games. So we need to kind of make sure we pull out the maximum points out of this. We're top 4 still, so that's the good thing. We played 3 of the big 5, when you think of it, when we played Liverpool already away, Manchester United away, Tottenham at home. We still have to play like some Man City and Chelsea. They're kind of like the other big 5. So we played 3 of them already and we're still in top 4. So like I said, we've got a good run of fixtures coming up. And then fingers crossed that we can kind of maintain where we are. As long as we get top 4 this season, I don't really care. I just want to get back in that Champions League football for next season. How was everyone else thinking about that game last night? Is everyone else happy with the point? Were you expecting more? Just let me know. Drop a comment and let me know how you thought last night's game went. So then we move on to topic 2. Mesut Ozil. Now, Ali Omar messaged me on Instagram. He said to me, can I do a post about Ozil and why he ain't playing and stuff like that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a post about Ozil for Ali Omar. So yeah, looking at the situation with Ozil, now I think Emery's taking the absolute piss out of him. Now we all know that Ozil hasn't had, maybe the last say year or so, he's not been playing that great. He's not really been in Emery's team. Even when like his time with Wenger near the end, he hasn't been playing that great. But I think what Emery's absolutely doing is diabolical, and I think he's literally taking a guy's career away from him when it's coming to the end anyway. He's getting older, he's not getting any younger, and I think what Emery's doing, it's not right. He plays him in the game against Nottingham Forest during the week, but he's not even put the likes of Ozil on the bench last night against Manchester United. He's nowhere near Emery's plans. We know that. So then if he's not part of your plans, I know people might say, oh, you can't get rid of Ozil. No one's going to do his wages. If you're going to play a guy's wages for the next year or 2, 3 years, whatever it is he's got left on his contract, if you're not going to play him, you're still going to be paying for him. So why don't you just buy him out? You're still spending the same amount of money over the 2 or 3 years, whatever the period is he's got left with his contract. I just think it's, you know what, it's sad to see that Ozil's kind of like, the way it's going with Emery, I don't think it's ever going to be fixed. I don't think he's ever going to get back into the team. Danny Ceballos is there on loan. I don't think Ozil will get back into the team at all. And I think it's sad to kind of see as well. And I'm hoping that some things can change and Ozil can get back into the team, because I do think he's that quality that we do need. Because you look at the game last night, 3 defensive-minded midfielders again in the midfield. So it's a case of like, looking at it, we do need some creative players. We know that him and Danny Ceballos can't be in the same team at the same time. But start Danny Ceballos, and if Danny Ceballos is not working, bring on Ozil. Vice versa. I think what he's doing to Ozil is literally ripping his career away from him. Because, yes, he's had a great career going on that, but you don't do that to some player who's done so much for the game as well. And I think it's so wrong what Emery's doing. And I feel sorry for Ozil. But like I say, I hope your fingers crossed that he can get back to being where he was when he first joined Arsenal. If it's going to happen, I do not know. But like I say, it's the case of like Emery doesn't see him in his plans, and I think what Emery's going to do is just going to let him basically play the sort of like the Europa League games, maybe League Cup games, maybe a couple of smaller teams in the FA Cup. I don't think he's going to be much in his sort of plans for Premier League games, because like I say, he hasn't really had a sniff in many games in the Premier League already. And when he's been on the bench, he hasn't really come on. So, I don't know. Like I say, until something gets resolved, one way or the other, I think the situation will stay the same. So, I think Ozil will still be where he is now. Like I say, cameos here and there. But like that's the... What is everyone else thinking about this Ozil situation? Like I say, Ali Omar asked me to talk about Ozil. So, like I say, I want to kind of put a question to you as well. How is everyone else thinking about the Ozil situation? What do you think of it? Him and Emery's sort of like, it's like they're not really getting along, not really in the plans. How's everyone feeling? How is everyone feeling about the Ozil situation? Let me know. Drop a comment again. We move on to Granit Xhaka being made captain by the players. Now I had people message me saying, we've got to deal with it. We've got to deal with Granit Xhaka being our captain. Yeah, we do. We do got to deal with it. Because we can't make any difference. We can't change it. It's already done. Yes, we do have to deal with it. But do we have to be happy about it? No, we don't. And if someone really thinks by telling me that we just got to deal with it, just be happy, I'm too negative. If someone thinks I'm too negative with this Xhaka situation, then so be it. But to me, I'm entitled to an opinion, and I don't believe that Granit Xhaka should be even in the starting 11. I don't believe Granit Xhaka should be even in the squad. Granit Xhaka shouldn't even be playing for Arsenal. So to me, we have to deal with it because it's already been done. But to me, I'm not going to be happy about it. I don't. People might say, oh, 1 minute, it's because you don't like Xhaka. Xhaka off the pitch, nice guy, great guy. You know what? I see what he does for charities. I see what he does for kids. Nicest guy you could probably meet. But as a footballer, Granit Xhaka is absolutely diabolical shit. Absolute no waste. He's a waste of time as a defensive midfielder. He's not even a defensive midfielder. I don't know what Granit Xhaka is. So when people say to me, it's because you don't like him. It's not because I don't like him. I just don't think he's a good footballer. And going forward as Arsenal, 100% he's not going to be bringing us forward. You look at the game last night, pathetic, head down, kind of like, I'll look like I've done something. Pathetic. As a captain as well. As a captain. Remember, this is what a captain should say. Yes, we were scared. We were scared. We were scared against Watford. Now, if that's coming from a leader, Granit Xhaka, who he's meant to be a leader, saying that we were scared, yeah, we should listen to that. Because these same people that are telling me that we need to deal with it, were absolutely ripping into him at the start of the season, saying, oh, Granit Xhaka, why is he playing? Why is he playing? But now, because he's captain made by the players, we've got to deal with it. Yes, we've got to deal with it, but we're not going to be happy about it. Not one Arsenal fan that I've spoken to, apart from a couple people saying, oh, no, he's fine, he'll change, this and that. It doesn't matter if he's got an armband on his arm, he ain't going to change every player. He's a liability, and going forward with him in the team, we're just going to be in a stalemate. So to me, that's the situation with Granit Xhaka. We got to deal with it, but it doesn't make me happy. I don't have to be happy. I don't have to be happy because someone else tells me. I don't have to be happy because he's our Arsenal captain. I'm entitled to an opinion, and if I don't think I'm happy about it, I will say it. So that's the Granit Xhaka situation. How's everyone else feeling about the Granit Xhaka situation? Do you still think it's right that he's Arsenal captain made by the players? Because to me, Emery should have made that choice. I'm looking for, he's gone and went, oh, you lot pick the captain, because if it goes wrong, it won't fall back on him. And that's the situation with the Granit Xhaka. Should never be made by the players. 100% should never be made by the players. So when people say, oh, Man City did it, Man City, who cares if Man City did it? If Man City did it, do we have to copy everything Man City did because they're so good at playing football right now? Do we have to copy Man City all the time? No, we don't. This is the Arsenal Football Club, and we run our club the way we want to run our club. People say, oh, you're looking so old-fashioned. This is old-fashioned football. You're looking at the Tony Adams days. It doesn't matter if it's old-fashioned. Still, a manager should have the final say. It doesn't matter. You work in retail, whatever like that. You got team leaders, you got managers. Now, if a team leader told you need to do a job, or a manager told you need to do a job, which one would you listen to? You listen to your manager. So you got team leaders in the dressing room, but you listen to your manager. If a manager told your team leader to tell you, that's different. You listen to the manager because the manager is the kind of hierarchy. And I think to myself, with the Granit Xhaka situation being made by players, wrong, and I'll always think it's wrong. But, like I say, we've got to deal with it. But I will say, when it goes wrong, because it will go wrong with Granit Xhaka, just remember, I told you so. And if he proves me wrong, I'll clap my hands for him, you know what, and I'll say to myself, I apologise for the things I said, but you know what, we'll move on. Like I say, that Xhaka situation with me is done now. I'm going to have to deal with it, but I'm not going to be happy about it. But you know what, hopefully, fingers crossed, he proves me wrong. But then moving on to my fourth subject, Emery. Now, this thing with the Emery situation, I look at it and I kind of go to myself, right, he's been there over a year and a bit and stuff like that. And I'm looking at his record and I'm thinking to myself, right, cool. Nothing much has really changed. Nothing much has really changed. Watching the game even last night, I'm looking at it going, what's going on? What is the team lineup? Why is he playing this team lineup? Why is he dropping these players? Why is he playing that player? Why are we going with a 4-3-3 now? With 3 defensive-minded midfielders when Manchester United are meant to be in crisis? To me, I do believe even if Emery gets us top 4 this year, I don't believe he deserves to have the job next season. I don't think we've changed. The only thing we've changed, we've got new players. We haven't really changed the way we actually play. We haven't changed anything really. We're still getting the results that we probably get under Wenger. So to me, there's no difference. Don't get me wrong, I would not want Wenger back. 100% would not want Wenger back. But I'm thinking, I look at other teams and I kind of go, you know what? I look at Chelsea. Youngsters playing out of their socks. Absolute playing out of their socks. They've got a style. They look more, even though they're losing games and they're below us, they look more kind of stylish in what they're doing. They look like they have a situation, they know what they're doing. They have a formation. They have a style of play. And this is young kids. Emery's been there for long enough now, and I don't believe to me, I'm just going to put it out there, I don't believe Emery's the right man to bring us forward. He's got a 2-year contract. And I still believe, even if he gets us into the top 4, I just look at it and kind of go to myself, I don't think Emery is going to bring us forward. I just don't really see how much he's changed since he's been at Arsenal. And looking at it, it's just like, we seem to be in stalemate. Yes, we're getting top 4, but that's because everyone else is in transition. It's like, people say, oh, we're top 4, come on. So you know what I mean? I'm absolutely buzzing. We've only lost 1 game this season. Yeah, we have only lost 1 game this season, but we haven't been playing that great. Like I said to you before, we've been getting results. And people might say, oh yeah, sometimes you've got to get these results to kind of like get your positions in the rest of the season. But we've not been we've been doing it like every single game. I think probably the best game we had was probably the Nottingham Forest game, which is in a League Cup. And that's played by a lot of youngsters. So I think the youngsters coming through, that looks promising. That's probably the only thing I can kind of say with the kind of like Emery bringing these youngsters through, like Joe Willock, Saka, Reece Nelson, Smith Rowe. You know what I mean? So that's a positive. Nketiah's on loan, but that's a positive that he's done. He's bringing them kids through, which is good because he's giving them a chance. But I just don't believe Emery's the right man for the job. And maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, but like I say, I'm not really seeing much of a difference. And I thought by now we'd see a difference. Do you know what I mean? It's like people say, but yeah, we've only lost one game and stuff. Why am I so negative? I'm not negative. I'm being realistic. If you can tell me, and that's what I want people to say, if you can tell me what you think has changed since he's taken over, then let me know. Because I haven't really seen much. Not with style of play. It's the same old Arsenal. Get caught on a counter-attack last night again. You know what I mean? We've done that before. There's not much changed. People say, oh, we play out from the back. Everyone's playing out from the back now. Everyone's playing out from the back. So it's not just, oh yeah, it's a new style of play. Everyone's doing it. Teams like Norwich, Sheffield United, everyone plays out from the back. It's that style of play these days. So it's not, oh, pressing from the front. We're doing that under Wenger. Remember that time when we played Manchester United and we absolutely rinsed them within the first 20 minutes? Pressure from the front. But it's nothing much has changed. You just... Maybe I'd like to say, I'm being realistic. I don't see much of a difference between, say, Wenger's sort of like last 2-3 years and then Emery's year and a bit. People say, oh, the away record. Our away record ain't that great. You look at our away record this year, what have we won? One against Burnley. Not Burnley, sorry. One against Newcastle. Then we played Burnley at home. Then we played Liverpool away, lost. Then we played Watford, drew. And then we played Man United, drew. So we've only won one game, so the away record, it ain't that much of a difference. People say, oh, you're losing games. I just don't know. The Emery situation, I've seen it all. I've seen it all in the game. I've seen it like the case where watching Arsenal since '93, I've seen it all. And to me, I just don't really see much of a difference between the last couple of years of Wenger and the last few years with Emery. I don't see it. But if anyone else can kind of like go against what I'm trying to say, that you do see a difference between the Emery style and the Wenger style. Like I said, I would not want Wenger back, but I do believe we want to kind of catch up with the likes of Man City and Liverpool. New guy with new tactics has to come in, because I think we'll just be there while literally Liverpool, Man City will be up there, and we'll always be there. And this is Arsenal Football Club, remember. We were invincible. We can't always stay here. We do know it's going to be a long process. We all knew that. Nothing happens overnight, unless you've got loads of money from the Man City lot, then maybe. But nothing happens overnight, but we knew that. But I did believe that after maybe a year and a bit, we'll see a different style, a different Arsenal, but I haven't really seen much of a difference. So yeah, we'll move on from that one, and we'll go into my final topic, and that is Team of the Week. Now, Player of the Week, sorry. Now, Player of the Week. I've got, like I say, 3 choices every week, and now I'm going to start off with Callum Chambers, Player of the Week. Now, Callum Chambers, you look at the game against Nottingham Forest. He played on the right, played on the left, and he got 2 assists against Nottingham Forest. People might say, oh, it's a weak Nottingham Forest team. Doesn't matter. He hasn't, remember, he was playing on loan at Fulham last year, and he hasn't really played much of the games this season. He played a great game against Newcastle, but then got dropped because David Luiz came into the team. But since he's come back, he's been phenomenal. Vital goals last week against Aston Villa. Then you look at like when he played he got 2 assists. Played a great game last night against Manchester United. For the first time, a backline absolutely looked quite solid. Man United didn't really threaten us until that one counter-attack, really. But I think since Callum Chambers come there, there's been a bit more stability, because I know that Maitland-Niles been played right back. But Callum Chambers is pushing there, and that's what you want to see, players pushing there. So Callum Chambers is sort of my first player for my Player of the Week. Then we move on to Guendouzi. Again, Guendouzi running the show. Guendouzi, Man United. You look at the Man United game last night and he's running the show. This is a 20-year-old kid. We'll go up to Old Trafford and he's bossing the show. This is where other players should kind of look and go, look, I'm meant to be kind of like leading by example. But Guendouzi is running the show at Manchester United. So to me, Guendouzi is my second player, or my player of the week. Because you look at him and you kind of go, future Arsenal captain here. Future Arsenal captain if he stays. And fingers crossed he will stay, because I do believe he'll be a future Arsenal captain. And then we go to the final player of the week. Another kid. 18, 19 years of age. Saka. Saka. Now, people might say, oh, we bought Pepe. And fingers crossed Pepe does do what he's going to do. But we bought Pepe for 72 million. And then you look at Saka come through the ranks. He was doing what Pepe should be doing. He's not playing the simple pass last night where he gets the ball and he's, right, what's a simple pass? Let me pass it here. Let me pass it there. He's running at players. He's beating players. He's beating 2 players at that time. He literally gave a headache for Ashley Young last night. So to me, look at Saka. Then he got the assist for the Aubameyang goal. Saka's been phenomenal since he started there. People might say when he played in that Europa League game, oh, don't let him start, he's too young. Keep him playing him. Saka's got to keep him playing him. 100%. So like I say, they're my 3 players on my list. Like I say, it's Chambers. Then it's Guendouzi. Then it's Saka. There are my 3 players. Which one do you rank number 1 out of them 3? Let me know. Drop a comment. And like I say, with all my topics, maybe I might go on a bit too much. Maybe people might say you're too negative. I don't believe I'm negative. I believe I'm realistic. I've seen it all in the game. Trust me. As an Arsenal fan, watching Arsenal losing Cup winner Cup final 95, losing in UEFA Cup finals 2000, losing in Champions League finals 2006, League Cup finals, FA Cup finals. Trust me, I've seen it all. So it's not about me being negative, but people might see it that way. It's me, I've seen it all in the game, and all I want is the best for my club, your club, Arsenal Football Club. I want the best for our club. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be here all the time. I want to be back up there where we belong. So like I say, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. I always say it. Gooners help Gooners. Thank you everyone for watching. And look forward to watching my Arsenal Weekly every week. Thank you again. Come on the Arsenal. We are the Arsenal.